What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video, we are jamming Conan Gray's Wishbone record. Before we dive in, I'm going to ask you guys to drop a like, subscribe, follow me over on Instagram at Steven in Stereo. Of course, full support for the page happens over on Patreon. So if you guys want to see the full album listening party to this, you guys can do that over there. I've been jamming the Found Heaven record all morning, including getting that synth pop perfection in the shower while I was jamming. I love the 80s influence on that record so much. It is definitely my favorite thing Conan has put out. I'm very excited about this though. I know that this song is the only thing that I have reacted to from this record, and I know it had a much different sort of feel to it, so I don't know that this is going to be a synthy record, but nonetheless, I'm excited to check it out. If you guys want to check out my reaction to that official music video for this song, I did it originally when that song dropped on my YouTube channel, so you guys can check that out. But with all things out of the way, I'm excited to dive in to Wishbone. Yeah, all right, this is Actor.
Nobody saw us in the hotel lobby, and nobody saw us with your sweatshirt on me in a coat check.
A summer spent in a coat check? Okay.
I kept the light alive.
I love that.
I know I didn't cry. Kept the light alive.
So pretty.
But the church bells won't stop ringing for an undead wedding day.
Oh, yeah.
And you've spent the summer drinking while I spent it being erased. And I tried to hide the feeling, but it just won't go away. Let's pretend nothing happened. I agree, but you're a much better actor than me.
Yes, I love that line coming through right there. So this whole song already is about obviously a love that was happening behind the scenes, and it seems like it's happening all in the coat check. It's happening in the privacy. It's like people can't seem to know about what's going on here. And so when those things are over and you have to pretend like it's all said and done, Conan's like, I can't do that. I can't just pretend that I don't have all these feelings just because we have to pretend that this didn't happen, just because you can act so well and I can't.
Whoever cared, well, I would know. Blame it on a bad manic episode. When you meet a girl on some TV show, there's a side of you that she'll never know. Tell all your friends that she's the one, and you could say it's love, but the church bells won't stop ringing for an undead wedding day. And you spent your whole life drinking, oh, drinking me away.
Oh, got it! Okay. So much to unpack there. Not only is this hard moment of somebody not being able to maybe come to terms with the love they have for you, or they're not willing to continue with that, so they want to keep it in the dark, they want to keep it a secret, so you just have to be their plaything behind the scenes. Meanwhile, you see them going out knowing full well that this is what they want. They wanted this with you. You felt something real with them. Unfortunately, that can only hold so long, right? Some people aren't willing to put all of that out there. And so this person's going and, you know, meeting these famous women actresses and stuff, but never knowing this other side to you. And of course, that's also not their business, right? You don't have to like out people. But at the same time, there is something to be said about that. Like, you're leaving me in this coat closet, essentially bruised and used, but I don't get to share that love with you. Yes, I love that so much. The way he brings that chorus together, that gives me like especially like the way he says that undead wedding day, just feels so I write sins, not tragedies in a way, if that makes any sense. And I love that from him very much. And I love just how epic this chorus is. I would jam this song again already if we weren't doing a reaction. That's how I feel about this song. So if that tells you anything. Okay. I think we're in for a treat with the vulnerability too, because at one point, the sadness of that, like, you spent your summer drinking while I spent mine kind of like being erased, and then like I'm getting lost, and I think he was referring to getting lost in the coke, just judging by the clouds of white. I don't know. All right. Vodka Cranberry.
You say we're fine, but your brown eyes are green this time.
love that specific songwriting so much.
Like nothing has changed. Oh, speak up. I know you hate me. Looked at your picture and cried like a baby.
Yeah.
Speak up. Don't leave me waiting. Got way too drunk off the vodka cranberry. Called you up in the middle of the night. I waited like an imbecile.
Fuck.
If you won't end things, then I will.
And then just to have such a hard-hitting line like, if you don't end things, then I will, is just a lot. I also love that this chorus has the impact that a bridge has, if that makes any sense. Some of the chord progressions there, it feels like a big moment in a bridge. And I love that Conan can like channel that in his voice in a chorus like that. I know that seems like oddly specific, but like listen to it again whenever it comes back up.
You don't love me the same, so cruel.
Oh my God.
To be loved
I just love that note. So I wish I could do that.
since the time we took a break. Everybody knows you don't love me the same, so cruel. To be loved. I will. Speak up. I know you.
I just stopped that note to start it over. I want to let you know that's how bad I need this again. Yes.
Speak up. I know you hate me. Looked at your picture and cried like a baby.
Ooh. Man, the channeling of that emotion right there too is fucking everything to me. So what I kind of gather from this, there was a couple, I got some context clues that happened in the first section of this where he said like, the way you said my name sounded so straight. And I just kind of heard it as a line, but then the longer the song goes on, it's almost like this moment. It's almost like Conan's in love with somebody that's not quite either secure in their sexuality yet, or they're not quite as open or maybe as honest with themselves, or they don't feel as comfortable. And how could you in this world? Like, that's so brave to be able to fucking do that, right? And so it almost feels like Conan is having to come to terms with this because it seems like he is, and I don't know if I'm kind of like playing off of actor a little bit, but it almost feels like he's in a relationship but no one can know about him. And he's getting to a point where he's like, no, fuck this. Like, he's getting drunk. He's no longer able to hold those emotions in. And I think he's also coming to terms with the fact that it's not fair for him either, right? It's just because, like, two things can be true, right? This person can be dealing with, coming to terms with who they are or how they want to be perceived in the world, whatever that, I can't even imagine what that's like. Yes, I can. But I feel like going through all of that is one thing, but also it's not fair to Conan to be treated like this, right? Like, it's not fair to him either. Both of those things are true. And I think Conan is just coming to the terms to realize, like, no, fuck this. Like, I deserve more than this. Like, I'm going to get a little drunk. I'm going to cry looking at your pictures, and I'm going to call you and tell you how I feel about things. It's just a sad reality. And maybe I'm wrong about those lyrics, but I definitely, something about that line about like, I looked down and you looked mean, and the hat, the straight, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. All right, Romeo.
Waiting for you, but now you've got away from me. I was out praying for you, that's why my friends pray for me. You don't wanna know all I did. I drank your poison from your lips. I took that blade into my ribs. You took away my will to live.
Oh, I love that whole section of writing right there.
My will to live.
Come on.
So I hope you know I'm never gonna want you back. You put me in a grave of stone, but now it only makes me laugh. Spending my summer in love, then I went and got dumb, so I did it all damn for what? You're no Romeo.
I need a live version of this song because I know that it's everyone just like catching a vibe on this one. This is an outdoor song for sure.
You're no Romeo. Where art thou? I'm all alone now. Where art thou? I'm back in your hometown.
Wait,
Where art thou?
who are the vocals in here?
Care now. You've got to figure out your shit with someone else, man. I can't fix you. So I hope
That's
you
so sick.
know I'll never
I don't know that I've ever heard Conan do that style before, have I? I just had to literally look at the credits because I was like, is this actually Conan? I love this.
spending my summer in love. Then when you got done, so I did it all damn for what?
Yeah.
No Romeo. No.
I love the acoustic rock alternative vibe of this song. Again, we're seeing it in a festival setting. That's where I was at in my head the entire time of this. I also really appreciate that whole bridge section, teenage dirtbag-esque, those vocals so high up, so much so that I had to literally look at the credits to find out if that was Conan singing. I love that. I love the energy in it. I like that it's playful. It's kind of like literally having your middle finger up, waving it at somebody who did you wrong, right? That's how this feels. It also plays right off of Vodka Cranberry in the sense that it's almost like he called this person up because he was drunk and he ended things. And now in Romeo, he's kind of partying about it. Like, I'm going to call you up. I'm going to get drunk and say, fuck this shit because I wasted my summer being in love. I don't know. I kind of like that we're going through a lot of emotions with Conan's breakup right now. Because good for him. He should be able to put this out. This is therapeutic and we're loving it. All right, My World. It already sounds classic.
Tell me we're just a summer fling.
Yes, good for you, Conan. That was a summer fling.
I found approval as a remedy. It's my world and it's my life. It's my girl and it's my guy. I'll kiss some if I might like. I don't have you in mind. It's my world and it's my time.
The longer that Conan is in this range, the more I fall in love with it, if that makes any sense.
Part of me couldn't tell you who I was before. So when you shut the door and shut the world of me, how was I supposed to know who I should be?
Oh, that you shut the door and shut the world of me. I immediately am thrown back to that coat closet, man. I keep feeling like Conan is just like put in a spare bedroom.
Don't have you in mind. I don't have you in mind.
What was that? Why am I so happy about it?
Your revenge by being stuck with your life. So
Oh.
you keep drinking and living a lie and talking all low when you're out with the guys. Doesn't matter to me, it won't affect my life. 'Cause I don't care anymore.
Conan!
But why? It's my world and it's my life. It's my girl and it's my guy. I'll kiss some if I might like. I don't have you in mind.
Why does okay? This actually feels happy to me. Again, we're going through a range of emotions here, but this song feels, you can even tell in the key that it is singing, it feels like a much happier moment here. It feels like him coming to terms with the fact that, yeah, it sucks that someone was so shitty to you. And it sucks that like you had to go through that. But like that summer fling doesn't have to be everything. But it also like, it's kind of tongue in cheek in this too, right? Because even though he's feeling that way and we feel this happiness of trying to move on, you also went through this, right? And like at the end of the day, this person could still call your phone. You're probably still going to answer. And that sucks, right? A year later, they call to apologize for treating you like shit, but they still can't be themselves. And like, again, it's that conversation of like, two things can be true. It can be hard to come out and like be yourself and around the guys, be able to be like open about that. But like that doesn't make it okay to do this to Conan, right? Like he didn't choose that, you know? And so like two things can be true, right? They can be brokenhearted on both sides. But I also feel like it's absolutely not okay to treat someone the way that Conan was treated in this, where it's almost like you're just kind of like this love thing that gets locked away from the world, like you don't matter. Conan's feelings matter, and we can hear it a whole hell of a lot in this record already. All right, Class Clown.
Do it all with the biggest smile. Half my friends barely know who I am, and there's none of fault but the song singing man. Don't wanna hear that I'm everything comes back around. I still feel like the class clown. Everything comes back around. I still feel like the class clown.
Oh, there's such a Bowie feeling to that little meltdown section right there. The way the vocals go into that range and stuff. One more time.
Everything comes back around. I still feel like the class clown. While my father was barreling fists, I was laughing all the way through it.
Oh.
And now
the way that Conan just like puts that trauma in there like that. The way my father was balling his fist and I was laughing my way through it. So trippy right there.
everything is over now. I still feel like the class clown. Like if I get older now, I'll let my younger version down. And if I stop.
Oh. Even just the section in that chorus to have Class Clown feels so evil. It's because it wasn't a good experience, right? This is a way of covering trauma. This is a way of dealing with trauma, is being funny, being the class clown. People never really know what's going on behind the scenes. And that line, even if I'm quoting it wrong, doesn't matter. Impact is still real. If I stop laughing, it's all going to come bleeding out. God damn. That is such an intense lyric right there. I feel like you can make that lyric your whole personality. That's such a good tattoo. I feel like for those of us that grew up in situations that we didn't realize were traumatizing us until we got older, you understand this. Like, why do I make the worst things into jokes? Oh, because it's the only fucking way to cope with it sometimes, because the minute that you stop laughing at the situation, all that trauma is going to bleed out. And Conan nails that, not only in the lyrics, but that delivery in that chorus so much. Oh, Bowie trippy in the best way. Nauseous.
You just wanna dance. Feels like our final act. You're holding my hand. My mind sees a grisly trap. I know you, I've seen you, I've watched you.
You're holding my hand, but my mind sees a grisly trap.
Around. Everyone trusts you, they love you out loud. You won't hurt a fly, but we're flying up now. And all that goes up, well, it's got to come down. Your love is a threat, and I'm nauseous. Scares me to death how I want it. Not common sense, but I'm haunted by people who've loved. So you scare me to death. Yeah, you scare me.
I feel like we've been really blessed in the last couple years to have a lot of people writing songs that kind of sprinkle this sentiment into it. It's almost the love that we've had in the past, or experiences we've had in the past, even with loved ones, it doesn't matter. Just the point being, like, you get to a point where your mind sees possible love as an imminent threat because of what you've experienced in the past. And like, yes, we could just say that and it's easy to just like talk about that, but putting it into music the way that I've heard lately, especially with a song as great as Nauseous already, I love it. It gives me, I know it's a more recent release, but it's Doors by Noah Khan as well. Whenever, he says something about like, the rattle of your keys, are you leaving? No, babe. I'm just getting up. Like the whole point being like, we just hear these things and we get so triggered and he's holding a hand and he thinks it's a bear. He thinks it's a bear trap. Like you think about how like intense that feeling would be.
With people before, they left like a fallen floor, and there as I soared, I vowed to be nevermore too trusting and loving, depending and kind. Behind every kiss is a jaw that could bite.
No, Conan!
And maybe that's why I feel safe with bad guys, because when they hurt me, I won't be surprised. Your love is a threat, and I'm nauseous. Scares me to death how I want it. Not common sense, but I'm haunted by people who've left. So you scare me to death. Yeah, you scare me.
Oh, I wish I knew that chorus already. I want to sing that so bad. I feel you.
Maybe I'm here waiting for someone to get through my years of trying to trust them. I know that it's in me to really love someone, but that's not a thing that I learned from my loved ones.
Oh no! Oh no! When I said that it could also be your loved ones, I wasn't implying that Conan was gonna go there with that. Holy shit. That says a lot, because I know he's spoken about his home life before and things like that. And it is kind of insane how you really feel like your productivity is what your worth is in love, right? I know that's not what he's describing, but that's just one of the many things that come from that. Oh boy.
Know that it's in me to really love someone, but that's not a thing that I learned from my loved ones. Your love is a threat, and I'm nauseous. Scares me to death how I want it. It's not common sense, but I'm haunted by people who've left. So you scare me to death. Yeah, you scare me.
Oh. This is my favorite song. My favorite song we've listened to. Well, that and Class Clown. What I love about it so much, again, I just love that this topic is ending up in more music, and I'm sure that it's been prevalent many, many years, but I think I'm just like gravitating to it because I love hearing this perspective, because you're right. Like, if you end up in a relationship, your past traumas can absolutely affect it. And like when people say like, you have to be in a good place to be able to get in a relationship, this is one of the many reasons why, because you can't like sense a good thing if you've only had bad experiences. And I feel like your body's response, right or wrong, because like I'm still trying to convince my body that, again, I saw this on a tweet, so I'm not, I did not come up with this, but said like, I wish I'd be unstoppable if my body knew the difference between like an email and a tiger. And I feel that way. And imagine that in love too, where like someone holds your hand and you immediately get fight or flight panic because all you can think about is the heartbreak that comes at the end of it, judging by all the things you've experienced in your life, not only in romantic relationships, but also with your loved ones. And when you think about what Conan's going through here in this record, not only was he like a side piece in a closet, in a coat closet that he did not want to be in, but coming to terms with that, and also a bad home life, that's a really hard predicament to be in for love. So shouts to Conan for navigating that. All right, Caramel.
Well, in the moment, you weren't all that kind. You with your wide-eyed grins, all I can see when I think of that time. It was bad, but you brought inside my memories so well.
That's not good, Conan. Get this person out of your mind.
Ignoring me so they won't find out. You can act real cool cause it's over now. But man, you cried when it all went down. And no one believed me, you gaslight.
You can act cool that it's over now, but man, you cried when it all went down. I love the songwriting here. I don't feel like we should be jamming this. Fuck this guy. God damn. So fuzzy. Oh.
You caramel. You're caramel.
I love Conan's voice. Oh, what a fucking treat there at the end. Talk about caramel. Yeah, I don't think we should be jamming this because, okay, I get what's going on here, right? The longer that these memories sit with you, they burn in your head. The longer that they burn, the sweeter that they are, because we do tend to forget the bad times that we had in relationships. Sometimes our brain wants to look over that to look at the more optimistic things. I'm guilty of that. I had relationships that weren't great, and I can't really tell you what wasn't great about them. I can just remember some of the cool things that happened. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. Is it's like Conan is approaching these memories with a little bit of reality. He knows that things weren't great, but the longer that he thinks about that cigarette smell that he didn't like in one of those songs previous, it's starting to really like grow on him. It's starting to burn on him, and it's making him long for this person. He kind of feels like he needs a taste again. And this is like a awful situation that happens, right? Because there is no reason. He even says in this song specifically that he was gaslit to believe that he was the problem and all these things, even though what I'm kind of gathering from all this is you had somebody who just wasn't ready to let the world know that they were in love with you because they weren't secure with themselves. And that's a whole different topic and a whole different battle. But I do feel like, again, it's not fair to Conan, who is now sitting here kind of longing to have this person that he knows he shouldn't be with. So in one way, I want to jam that chorus so hard. And the other way, I don't want you to get hurt anymore, Conan. I want to, you're probably like super tall. I'm like 5'9". I want to just, I want to make sure you're okay, bud. Give you like a, fellow Texan here. All right, Connell.
Never outside with me, spent my summer months in your unwashed sheets, and I know it's dumb that I'd ever think that I'd meet your mom and dad.
Whoa.
Skipping your stones at my window in the dark, kissing your ghost was my own damn fucking fault. But deep in my bones I know pain is what I earn, and you remind me of how good it feels to hurt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you remind me of how little I deserve. I knew you were.
Well, I have goosebumps from that. Just, I want to start with saying that. And two, once I get over the discomfort of this, it feels good, but it's also like uncomfortable. It tickles. So that's one. But two, I hate that for you. Like, I hate that for Conan so much as I'm listening to these lyrics. I don't think you should be with somebody who reminds you of how little you're worth. Obviously this is him going through his feelings in this, but damn, like that's just like a whole different level of like hurt and trauma to bestow on somebody, that they would rather be like lost in your unwashed sheets, feeling worthless and used, than to fucking feel loved and appreciated just to have your love. Ugh.
You remind me of how good it feels to hurt. And you remind me of how little I deserve. Yeah, you remind me of my father's slurring words.
God damn it.
You remind me of how little I deserve.
The buzz in that low end is so good. It is just like nightmare fuel. I think one thing about Conan that I've always appreciated in the music I've heard from him is that his vulnerability has no boundaries. His ability to just put his whole ass out there is not lost on me. I am thankful that I know so much about Conan's traumatic life based on the music that I've heard from him, because it allows me to appreciate the song on a whole different level when he talks about his father there at the end. And again, it goes back to Nauseous and thinking about your loved ones and how they didn't treat you that kind of, or they didn't teach you that kind of love, and et cetera, et cetera. And it almost feels like Conan is so comfortable in being this like less than version, like feeling like he doesn't deserve love. He doesn't deserve to be out there and put on a pedestal like this brunette girl that you've got your hand with the small in her back. Like, you basically, you used me to be this, you know, thing for you to try stuff out for an entire summer and make me fall in love with you and then leave me like I was nothing. And it's like, it's just like with Caramel. Conan can't stop himself from going back because the life that he lived prior to this has only ever taught him that being treated like this is the norm, and to be treated differently than this would be weird, right? That would be wild. No one deserves that. Not true. Obviously, Conan fucking deserves that, and you can tell in the lyricism here that even he knows. Listen to the instrumental drop, how heavy it drops at the end and how slow and sluggish and mean and kind of sad it sounds, right? All of those things are because that is that trauma turned into music form right there. It is the nightmare that Conan is living in his head, where even the person that he falls in love with, he is not good enough for in his head, even though it sounds like this other person's got a whole world of things they're going to be working through. All right, this is Sunset Tower.
We drive around talking about it, we hate this place. Lucas says you're dating again. It's horrible getting all your new stuff. Don't tell me, I can't hear it. Don't tell me. As I was leaving your place, you've got a messed up head and you need some space. I said, yeah, that's clear, go get some help. But if you're working on yourself, don't tell me.
I love those ad-libs in the back.
Don't tell me.
So at first I wasn't sure about the song sonically. I felt like it was kind of taking a little bit to get into it a little bit, but I really loved where the story was going, because I do feel like it's the situation where you're coming to terms with the fact that somebody is moving on, and for the reasons that they told you that they broke up with you, those things probably don't seem to be true, judging by what I'm hearing here. But that "don't tell me" almost feels tongue-in-cheek in a way. Like, part of me feels like in this song Conan wants to be hit up. It's like, it's this shitty push-pull that you have where you know you shouldn't, just like in Caramel, but like this other part of you is like, I don't know, maybe I'll feel a little vindicated if you hit me up, right? But instead they're obviously like on a soul-searching mission, you know, dating and fucking other people, women apparently. But I do just love the fact that it feels like with every song from Conan, even a song like this that has like that "don't tell me," there's always that kind of like multiple emotions going on, like "don't tell me," but also like fucking hit me up. Like, what did I do? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's how I'm hearing this. All right, 11:11.
I still exist. It's a thought that is dangerous.
Yeah, this whole record had told you that.
Forever, I won't look for better. I'll find signs for you and I. Oh, for you and I. Wow. There's wishbones and clovers and numbers from heaven, shapes in the stars to invent our connection.
It's
As
so
much as
sad.
I act like I want to forget it, I still wish for you at 11:11.
God damn it! After everything I've learned about Conan's relationship in this record, it makes it hurt so much more.
I still wish for you at 11:11.
Woo!
I still wish for you.
I don't know the words. I also, like, despite everything I know about this traumatic situationship that Conan was in, I empathize with him still wanting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that side to it too. I can see him, because it's almost like he understands that part of the reason that they're not together is that this person was not comfortable with the world knowing. And I think, like, you have to have some compassion there too. Again, it's the whole two things can be true. And I think 11:11 shows that, where it's like, he's still just kind of like wishing on a fallen star that one day dude's going to show back up in his life. And who knows? Never say never. Although I will say that after hearing, you know, some of the songs I've heard, maybe sometimes never is a good thing.
I still wish for you at 11:11. I still wish for you.
Oh, and I just have to point out that line that he said there at the end. If you asked me if it was over, like, basically I would deny it. And I think the reason being is that it's not over for Conan. Look at that. The goosebumps are coming back. Someone commented that they can't see my goosebumps because of my tattoos. Never in my life did I even consider that. I just, like, you like have tattoos for so long. I mean, I can see it, but I get it. I get what you're saying there. That line though, I feel like it's not over for Conan. Conan's still talking about it. Conan's still thinking about it. Conan's still writing about it, dreaming about it, wishing about it, fucking breaking, you know, wanting to do wishbones and clovers and angel numbers and anything he can do, including wishing on 11:11 for this to all work out. He's not done. Even though I think it's fair to say that maybe at this time in your life, maybe you should be done. Just because you should be done doesn't mean you are, you know? And I feel like Conan's trying to deal with that a lot in this record. But 11:11, I have a lot of compassion and empathy with the song because I get it. Like, even though all of the stuff you've sang about is true in this record, even though all the things you've gone through, the heartbreak, being the side piece, etc., etc., that time that you had with that person, you know, was special. And because you understand the circumstances, or at least you kind of comprehend them a little bit, you're always holding out for that person to come back to your life. So, you know, with a song like this, originally I'm like, fuck this person. And now I'm like, ugh, like, I get it. Like, I get what you're going through, but also, like, I want your heart to be tended to. I want someone to tend to your garden. Okay. Don't just eat from it. All right. Last track, Care.
When do you shout? He says he can tell that you're doing well.
Such a cool range he can do.
Out of your spell, the parts of me that are yours. And I don't cry 'cause it is over. I just don't feel like I could love again. And I told myself that I'm over.
Wait, I don't cry because it's over. I just don't think I can love again. Oh,
But I care, I care, Oh, it's good to know that you're not attached, but what does it trigger me so bad to see you with somebody who is not me? Yeah, you're happy, but I don't cry 'cause it is over. I just don't feel like I could
really good closer, although I feel like I get a little bit more sadness out of it than maybe I thought. I thought there might be a little bit more resolve here, but it's Conan at the end just basically saying like, it doesn't matter how much of the shit we went through. I should be over you, but I'm not. And I care. I see you with other girls and it bothers me. I see you happy and it bothers me because I want to not give a shit about your life, but I care about you. But the thing that I think hurts the most about this song, especially with everything that we heard, it's like, I know he's not over this person. He probably is now, but in this record, he was not over this person, at least at the time of writing this. And then you get to something like 11:11, which to me feels like a open love letter of like hoping that it all still happens, right? And then at the end, the sad reality kicks in of it's not so much that it's this relationship that has fucked him up, although it obviously has, but it's not for the sense of not having this relationship anymore. More is the sense of you found what you consider to be true love, and now you cannot have it on your end. How do you replicate that? And I get that it seems like you could never replicate that again. Obviously, people do. But it is very difficult to see through that when you're going through what Conan was going through at this time. I can't even imagine that moment in which you put your entire heart out there for somebody who is otherwise giving you that same thing. But then you start to kind of like come to the realization that like, well, I only see you in your bedroom, or I only see you when it's us together. And, you know, it's this summer fling and we're having the greatest time in the world. But now you're suddenly with girls and, you know, you're not sure about yourself and you're posting things with all these girls and you seem very happy. Meanwhile, I was just this coat closet boy that you loved for a little bit. And I think in Conan's eyes, just like he says, I don't know if it was with Connell. I can't quite remember if it was Connell, but he mentioned, you know, you can act like everything's fine when you're around the guys, but I know that you cried when it really ended, because I think Conan knows deep down that this didn't need to end. It wasn't supposed to end, but due to the conflicting issues amongst the other person he was with, it seemed like that person wasn't ready to, you know, put their life out there like that for Conan. And so Conan became a coat closet, you know, side piece, which for him, it was so much more than that. And again, I think Conan can see that it was a lot more to that to this other person too. And I think that's why he struggles so hard here. And then the couple songs that, you know, give that saving grace, like Caramel, for example, where it's like, even though all this shit was so rough, I still think about you, and you get all your memories are sweeter with me with time. So I think when you combine Caramel and 11:11, you kind of realize that if this person called Conan today, they'd be on a date. And I hate that for Conan. I really do, because it sounds like a lot of his personal life growing up, his family life, etc., has led him to be the type of lover that he is. Same. And so I can see myself in a lot of that. And also you start to devalue what you're worth at the expense of other people being happy or in love, which I think is something that I don't know if Conan does, but he at least talked about that a lot kind of in this record. And there's a lot of sadness to that. So as much as I want his heart to be happy, I want someone to tend to his garden. I don't know that this is a good relationship to end up back in, especially like when you can tell just how much this shit means to Conan. So I don't know anything about Conan's personal life, and all of this could be an absolute storytelling thing. I just love the album for that reason. The songwriting is great. I love him being able to just be so vulnerable that it hurts. Sometimes it's almost like uncomfortable how much of your life we're starting to learn, and I love that. It makes for great songwriting. I've always said that sad songs tend to make some of the greatest records, and I believe that holds true in this. Conan was going through his feelings, and we got a chance to experience that. And I also want to shout out moments like Class Clown, where I just feel like that chorus is a great way to hear the nightmare of love falling apart. And also a little bit of why your childhood may have been a part of why you end up in these relationships as well. But either way, I think this is really great. While I love an album like Found Heaven, which I feel like is just synth 80s perfection, and I love to see and hear Conan in that element, the songwriter piece of him here, the heartbroken piece of Conan, you know, the family trauma, etc., This was a treat. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to smash the like, subscribe, follow me over on Instagram at Steven in Stereo. Check out the full album listening party to Wishbone over on Patreon. Links in the description. I love y'all. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.